This is the LV-2000A LED studio light from NiceFoto. It's a pretty powerful studio light aimed at content creators, YouTubers, and live streamers. Now, you might not have heard of NiceFoto before, but this could be an opportunity to save some money over the big guys. But that all depends on whether this light has the features and the reliability of more well-known brands. So we gotta find out. And this light has one unique feature that really surprised me, and it makes total sense, and it solves an annoying problem that many studio lights share, but we'll get to that in a moment. Now, a famous guy once said, and I quote, "Photons don't care how much you paid for them," and it's true. Once those beams of light start heading towards your subject, they look just like any other light, and you can do some truly amazing things with inexpensive lighting gear, and no one will know you saved some money. But of course, there's a flip side to that. There's more to a studio light than, well, the light coming out of it, right? There's reliability. Is the light stable, or does it change and fluctuate in brightness or color? Is the fan noisy? Is it gonna fall apart, or is it gonna last for years and years? So first off, this is a 200-watt light, and it goes for about somewhere between $230 and $270. Also, it's a variable temperature light, so you can actually vary the color temperature between tungsten and daylight, or 2700 Kelvin to 6500 Kelvin. Now, it doesn't come with a ton of accessories. You get the light itself, of course, and you get a standard reflector. And you also get a surprisingly long power cable, which is a thoughtful touch. And that's it. I mean, there's no case, although, I don't know. I don't see much point in providing a case for a light. You also don't get a protective covering for the LED when you're not using it. Is that a big deal? I don't know, because I don't know how delicate the actual LED is. I mean, for my other lights, I usually put the cover on if I'm storing the light, but it stays off when it's mounted in the studio. There's an app so that you can control it remotely, and it took me a few minutes to find the app on the App Store because the instructions didn't quite line up with reality, but I was able to finally find the app by going to the support tab on NiceFoto's website, which I've put up there. The app is called LED Color, by the way, if you happen to be searching for it on the App Store. You have 3 modes on the control panel. One adjusts the brightness, another the color temperature, and the third selects from the effects. I do like that you can select the effects directly from the back panel. Some lights only let you select special effects from an app. That said, though, I mean, I don't use special effects very often with white or bicolor lights. I mean, RGB lights, yeah, I do. White lights, not so much. The effects you get are lightning, film, flash, SOS, fireworks, and bad bulb. Here, I'll run through some of them for you. This is paparazzi flash. This is SOS. This is fireworks, and you get the idea. You can assign channels and groups to the light so that you can control different banks of light at one time. And that's pretty standard. The LV-2000A is comparable to, for example, an Aputure Amaran 200X, which is also a 200-watt light. It's also, has a variable color temperature, but that one goes for about $300. Now, according to Aputure, it has an output of 51,600 lux when measured at 1 meter using their reflector. Now, according to NiceFoto, the LV-2000A has an output of 66,100 lux at 1 meter using a reflector. That's over 20% brighter than the Aputure light. That's if these numbers are accurate. I have no way of knowing or even comparing these two lights because, unfortunately, I don't own an Aputure 200X. I do have its little sibling, though, the Amaran 60DS, which is this one right up here. And, I mean, it does the job, but I do sometimes wish I had just a little bit more light, especially for shooting B-roll, where I might want to film at 60 frames per second, and so I need more light. Now, the NiceFoto light gives me that extra boost and is perfect for a small studio. I think it's likely that I'm going to switch out the Amaran light and use the NiceFoto light as my main light in the future. Overall, the light feels very solid and durable. I like the mounting system as well. While it's just basically a thumb screw that tightens onto the end of your light stand or your C-stand, there's a hole that goes through the side of the mounting tube as well. This means that you can mount the baby pin perpendicularly through the mount. This makes it much easier to mount the light overhead, and you can point it straight down that way. Now, a very minor concern is with the release button for changing modifiers, and it's a Bowens mount modifier, by the way. And so the little latch or whatever, it's plastic rather than metal. If you're always adding and removing modifiers, I don't know if it's going to be durable or not. I mean, I'm not saying it's fragile. I just don't know. So what's that cool and unusual feature I mentioned? Well, the light, it doesn't come with a remote, which at first I thought was, a poor design choice, but it turns out the control panel on the back is, well, hang on. It's actually removable. So it's battery operated and gets its power from the light when it's plugged in. And you can also plug the control panel into where is it? Right back here. There's a USB-C power source that you can plug in there. So if you're using it away from the light for an extended period of time. And this is way better than a remote because you get all the full-size buttons and dials. There's no like little tiny repeated clicking of buttons to get what you want from the light. I think this is absolute genius. If you're willing to take a chance on a lesser-known brand and want more light for your money, the LV-2000A from NiceFoto it's definitely worth considering. So if you want more info on where to buy it, check the video notes. Thanks for watching.